Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on the 2010 film Batman Under the Red Hood. Now, as you know, Under the Red Hood is meant to be a 2010 animated superhero film that was meant to have been written by Jude Winnick, who also did the comic book story of Under the Red Hood that ran from November 2004 all the way to June 2005. And the story itself differs a lot from the comics that I will try and cover. Now, the premise of the movie is meant to be about a sort of new dangerous criminal known as Red Hood who manages to take over most of Red Hood's organizations and basically tries to take over Gotham. And we kind of see how Bruce, as well as Dick Grayson, realise to their shock and horror that there's more truths about Red Hood. So throughout the film, we basically see Batman's journey from remembering how his first greatest failure happened, allowing a criminal to fall into acid to become the Joker, as well as remembering how he first met Jason Todd and how he realised to his shock and horror how Jason became incredibly violent. And we kind of see how Bruce realises to his shock, even to his horror, that Red Hood is actually meant to be Jason Todd. And you can kind of tell in Jason's own mind, he thinks he's the victim. He thinks he's doing all this to get back at Joker and basically using Black Mask as a way to get Joker to him. And we kind of see how, as well, Bruce basically trying to help Jason come back to the light. But it becomes clear that Jason is just too far gone and that he's pretty much broken. I would say the film has a bit of a message that sometimes in life people see us as their greatest failure. Sometimes we move past things, sometimes we can't, but that's life. I feel like the film does differ a lot from the comics, because in the comics, Deathstroke had, like Captain Nazi, Hyena, and some other low-level criminals to go against Batman and Red Hood. In the film, it's a pack of dangerous high-tech ninjas. In the comics, Superboy Prime basically punched the source wall that brought Jason back to life. In the film, it's basically Ra's al Ghul trying to right a wrong and bring Jason back in a sort of Pet Sematary-like storyline. And also, as well, in the comic book version, Black Mask basically had a male sort of aide. In the film, it's a female one who's voiced by Kelly I would say that you can tell that the film version of Under the Red Hood do take a lot of creative liberties. You can tell they had to say, look, let's skip this one, let's move this away, let's just not use that one. And you can tell they still do a good job with this. I think at the same time, when you kind of got Jason as a little kid being enthusiastic and all happy-go-lucky, it's like having that younger sibling or that friend who starts off all happy and that when they're younger. But when they're older, you start to see their more darker, disturbed behaviour. And I think the point of Jason in the post-crisis continuity, he was just meant to be too far gone and just couldn't be helped. I think the point of basically the New 52, DC Rebirth and all that, did slowly bring Jason back into the light, and did have Bruce try to be more of a friend and a mentor again, which sort of works. And I know I did cover the sort of short film sequel, Batman Death in the Family, but for me, I think Under the Red Hood does better because it doesn't feel wasted. There's a lot more opportunities, and you know they've got a better idea with what they want to do. So I think this movie once again deserves a thumbs up. Still good and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.